Hey, have you ever wondered if those free lead magnets out there are actually worth it? Well, I opted into 134 of them, and the results I got are pretty surprising, really. It was shocking, actually. But by the end of this video, you're going to see where most people go wrong, but you'll also see why having a really high value lead magnet is crucial to growing your business like the biggest brands out there. So let's get started. All right, look, lead magnets aren't just for beginners, right? I mean, some of the top names out there and top brands out there, they all have some kind of lead magnet. And if you're looking at some of the top names like Amy Porterfield, she'll use webinars, right, to build trust and sell her courses. Alex Hormozy, he does free tools that draws in his ideal audience to showcase his expertise. And then you've got people like Brene Brown. She has a deep connection with her audience. And so she uses challenges and other free resources like a newsletter to nurture and grow her community. Lead magnets are essential, whether you know it or not, or whether you're using them or not. Now, you might not know exactly what a lead magnet is, because I'm going to pretend like you're just getting started in this, all right? So a lead magnet is any free resource you offer to your audience in exchange for their email. That's really all it is. And why do you want to do that? Well, you want to get people on your email list and off the platform of wherever you found them. Meaning, let's just say you're on Facebook, right? And it's great if somebody likes your page or follows you or whatever. That's all good, but it's owned by Facebook. So when you have a lead magnet, they opt into your email list and you own the email list. So if something happens to Facebook and they decide to shut you down for no reason, which they do sometimes, then you're in trouble if that's the only place that you have connection with people. Using a lead magnet and get on your email list, now you can still contact your audience. So things like, a webinar, a checklist, a challenge, those are all great lead magnets. Even getting people to join your group is a good lead magnet. You can get people to opt in for that or opt in for your podcast or something like that. But it's designed to attract the right audience because you're trying to filter people out right there and build some trust. And then you can nurture those relationships. So that's why everybody does this. There's not really a big brand out there that doesn't have some form of lead magnet. So let me just tell you the story of what happened here, and then I'll get into what happened with the lead magnets. A few years ago, actually it's been quite a few years ago, there was a huge group on Facebook. I want to say it's like 30,000, 40,000 people. And back then, I mean, that was huge. Like nobody had that. And so anyway, once a week, the owner of the group would allow people to post their lead magnet. And so I thought, you know what, I'm going to opt into all these. And I did. I opted into all of them, 134. And like what I said earlier it was really shocking what happened. And I'm going to show you just a couple of things here that observations that I had when I opted into them, because I think this is going to kind of be a surprise to you too. So let's see here. So I had 134. And by the way, we know, and I say this every time, I realize that my handwriting stinks. Nothing I can do about that. I opted into 134 opt-ins. Okay, that's what it ended up being. And so 26 of those didn't work. 26 just didn't even work. Like I couldn't opt in. I couldn't get to the next step. Either it was a form didn't pop up, or if I clicked submit the form, it didn't work. But 26, okay. So then 41, okay, the thank you page was generic. So, right, it didn't have anything on it. It just said like, thank you, good luck. It didn't tell me anything. I didn't know if I was supposed to check my email, if it was just going to automatically download, if it was going to forward to a video. I didn't know what was going to happen. I mean, that's a lot. 41 out of those 134, that's what happened. Now, this one is, to me, this next one's really kind of a big deal. So at 36 of them, I never received email. Not in my spam, not anywhere. I did not receive an email. So they had me opt in for the lead magnet, and I did not get email number one from them. Now, I will say some of them did deliver the lead magnet on the thank you page. Okay, so it's not like I didn't get the lead magnet necessarily, but a lot of them didn't follow up with an email. I mean, I never heard from them again. Now, 21, where they didn't have the lead magnet information on the thank you page, but you had to check your email, out of the ones that I did opt into, 21, the link didn't work for the lead magnet. Try that again there. Well, 21. Okay, so I clicked on the link and it didn't go anywhere. Great. That's the first experience that somebody, me, had with that person's business. That's not great. So after that, let's see, there were 62 that I got access to. Okay, all right. 18, this blows me away. Out of 18 were not what they said they were supposed to be. Now, let me just qualify that. And what I mean by is they were not the lead magnets promised, meaning what the landing page said they were going to be about and what they were actually about didn't match. Okay, or at least, and that is somewhat subjective, right? Like maybe in their mind it did match, in mine it didn't. So that could be on me, but I'm just saying that. But let me just give you, this is the final number, okay? 12. Okay, 12 were awesome. 12 out of 134. That is 9%. 9%. That's your competition. I'm just saying that is your competition for lead magnets. You 12 out of 134. And my whole reason for bringing that up is that it's not good enough just to create a great lead magnet. You really have to be invested in it. When people break the trust at the beginning for something simple like lead magnet, you're not going to get it back again. It's really tough. It's not the same as if they paid, but it's just not where you want to be when you're trying to promote your business, because value wins every time. And if you over deliver with your value on your lead magnet, that sets a precedent that, hey, this is somebody who has some good stuff, and I want to hang out with this person. I want to buy more from this person. I want to know more of what they're doing. The other thing is that I think that what happens for a lot of people is they get caught up in the tech part of it. So I don't necessarily blame them from the standpoint of like they were just putting something that crappy out, but maybe the tech part of it just wasn't working. Okay. And they, couldn't get it figured out. But at the very least, you have to test that. So, and by the way, as we're going through this video, if you like this stuff, if you like what I'm talking about here, please subscribe. Okay, don't let my mom be the only person subscribed to my channel. You be somebody too. Okay, I appreciate that. Now, I myself, I've gone through a lot of lead magnets. I have created so many over the years, and I've put a ton of them out there. Now, they all worked, right? And I felt like they were all high value, but they all didn't convert the same. So the other part to this is you don't want to be married to the lead magnet that you create, because you can do all the research in the world, but sometimes it just doesn't work, or it doesn't convert as well. So you want to be prepared to shift, or at the very least, to modify the one that you have. Now, the other side to that is I know I have clients that do this, that create way too many lead magnets, and they never get enough data on the ones that they have to know which ones are actually, moving the needle. So there's this balance in there that you create a really high value lead magnet. You don't get caught up in all the aesthetics of it. Okay, you get caught up in the value. I'm not saying to make one that's not on brand for you. I'm saying don't overthink what it needs to look like necessarily. Just think about the value part of it, and then you can worry about the aesthetics part of it later. And the other thing is don't create too many of them. But if you're not familiar, or maybe you're just stuck on trying to figure out how to even create a lead magnet or how to create a high value one, well, I actually made a lead magnet just for you. It's called my Lead Magnet Mastery Guide. I'll put the link below, and I walk you through exactly how to create a lead magnet. Now, there's a checklist in there, and you just go through and pick one out, and then I tell you how to create it. It's really not as complicated as most people make it out to be. So if you don't have a lead magnet now, get one, get started on it, get going. If you have one, Make sure it works. Like, make sure it works from beginning to end. Test it multiple times. Don't just assume because you tested it 3 months ago it's still working. Have somebody else test it. Have your friend, your neighbor, your VA, whoever it is, and make sure it works. All right, I'll catch you on the next video.